This is Peg Farm, a place rebuilding itself so that the community doesn't have to rebuild.
Welcome to Peg Farm. PEG stands for People, Environment, Growth. It was the vision of Paul Bourne, who is now deceased. Paul envisioned creating a community based on biodynamic farming, on biodiversity, on permaculture. Even the layout of the land has so much of a story and so much thought went into that. That was the beginning. And then as we developed the land, we started to develop people. At this point on the farm, we have the restaurant, which is a farm-to-table restaurant. We also have a school, Beyond the Box Education. We also have residents. We also have animals being raised on this farm. I like to think of it as permaculture on a macro scale. So you put in the gullies and all that, then it's about 200 acres. Now, the gullies are part of what we call our adventure trails. And all of this is still a part of Easy Hall Plantation. Easy Hall is one of the oldest plantations in Barbados. I like to see it as a way of Bajans reincorporating and reclaiming plantation land and so forth for something that is even more sustainable than just planting cane and so forth. Because here you're creating a community, you're adding to the biodiversity. Look at the amount of trees that have been allowed to grow here. Although looking at them, you might think that they're quite old. The oldest may be about 30 years. PEG itself is about 12 years in operation. PEG was started in about 2012. My husband and myself, we started coming to PEG in 2022, April. And we were doing a youth in agriculture program where you come and you learn how to manage tools, irrigation. You learn all the basics of agriculture. And along with that, we would have gotten a plot of land to work, like about an acre, and somewhere where we can live as well. There were at least 10 of us in that batch. And that was the very first batch in that program. That, to me, is one of the best ways to give back, because you're not just giving food or something. No, you are empowering people. And I was so impressed with that program. So that's how I got to be even here where I am today.
Farmers are caretakers of survival. They carry the baton of human existence.
We do large-scale farming, and we want to do it even smarter. That was the whole vision behind PEG. The idea was to have multiple people come on the farm, grow food, be able to live, work, play, and all of that, while at the same time taking care of the environment, making the environment sustain people. And for a time we did. There was corn planted here, lettuce, cucumbers, all types of vegetables. And then we had COVID. After COVID, things went down. We never were able to build back to that level of strength that we had seen. In that time, we actually saw rows and rows and acres of food being planted so that families were making money. Families were feeding themselves while making money and feeding the rest of the community. So the sustainability was very visible. It was monetized, and it was, much wider spread there. Here we have our backyard garden. We've had to restart. So today you've met us at an eventful time in our story here at PEG, because we are changing over from PEG actual founders and the family and so forth to new operators and so on. And we are developing. This is an impactful time. We are evolving. So as you even look at the garden here, it's reflective of exactly what's happening in the background, because we've had to restart the whole vegetable garden.
What kind of vegetables usually?
We'll have our thyme, basil, scotch bonnet peppers, pumpkin, bananas, plantains. It is the quintessential Bajan backyard garden, right? We had cassava further down, edos, yam, all the little things that you find in our cuisine and that our grandparents and stuff like to grow in their backyard. Backyard garden is mostly taken care of by the restaurant. The things are used by the restaurant as well as the residents here. So this is the vegetable garden in its transformative stage now. So we're going to get the ground back to producing again.
The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Taking what worked and upgrading it. But progress doesn't always look like expansion. Sometimes it looks like repair. Rebuilding isn't glamorous, it's patient, one step at a time.
Just going to take a walk now to our campsite, fully operational campsite with facilities and everything. Well, you would have to bring your own tent and so on, but there are compost toilets, bathroom, showers. There's no electricity down there, so it's a totally off-grid experience. There's cooking facilities, so you have your outdoor grill area, you've got a wash-up area, you've got eating area under a canopy. So it's great for groups and so on. I like to call this my little enchanted forest.
And the visitors that come from abroad, what do they usually say when they compare this campsite to the typical campsites they go to?
People say that this is one of the nicer ones that they've experienced.
Okay.
Yes. In terms of facilities and so forth, I'm sure those in the United States have a lot more, to offer. But in terms of the natural environs, I think this is pretty much up there with any forest area, campsite, woods, camping in the woods
The
experience.
essence is here.
Oh, yeah.
What techniques and skills do you hope the next generation of farmers adopt?
Well, we really hope that people will continue with more sustainable practices. And I'm already seeing it. Most people are looking to do farming in more sustainable ways. In the end, it pays off. So that's a natural urge, push, motivation. It's unstoppable. Yeah? So sustainability will happen one way or the other because it just makes more sense. Yeah? One of my personal favorite places on the farm. The medicinal garden contains a repository of local herbs that we have been using in our herbal lore: cerasee, rosemary, basil. A lot of the colloquial names for these are based on usage. So there's one there that's called broomweed. And when my aunt, who is Jamaican, came here, she called it the same thing. And she explained that she used to use this particular weed to sweep up in the yard. Most of those names are based on what the plant might have been used for.
So this is like a kind of herbal museum.
It is. People can contact us to get seedlings of these plants that we have growing here. Yes, this is one of the things that we'll have available to the public in terms of being able to maintain our herbal lore here in Barbados. Yeah.
Oh, leaf of life.
Wonder of the world. Treatment of cough, asthma, and cold. The plant root is used to treat high blood pressure. And you can literally just break off the leaf, chew it up. The other thing that is really magnificent about this leaf is anytime you drop the leaf anywhere, it literally just regenerates. The roots and so forth, you will see it just start growing up from the leaf. Cell regeneration at its finest.
Look at this.
Agave.
Oh, that's agave.
It makes sugar. But the sugar actually comes from the stalk that grows out in the center there. And if you would imagine, that doesn't happen very often. We call it the blue-green park. Pole here was donated or erected by Gay Taffy. She is a local artist, and it's called a peace pole. Things are getting so expensive. People want to be able to take care of themselves. People want to be able to grow their own food. People want to be able to make money from growing food and selling it. If there are opportunities such as this where people can grow their own food, be able to live where they're growing the food,
Oh, yes.
then you don't have to pay them. They'll just grab at it.
What role do you think technology could play in the development of PEG?
Being able to make a video of what we have and put it out there on social media and put it to so many people. This is one of the most important methods for us right now, because we need to get the message out there that we're still here.
What about farming techniques and tools?
We could use more tools on the farm, of course. Right now, we desperately need a swipe. So it looks like a tractor, like any other tractor, but it has the different blades that would be able to get these type of grass and go over very uneven terrain.
If there were a digital app for PEG Farm, what are some features you'd want on it?
Well, booking for sure. Promoting, marketing, something to allow people to interact with us, the people who are on the farm, the operators and so forth, so that they can make bookings. Also, so that we can keep people abreast of what's happening on the farm as well, all the activities, ideas that we have, ideas that we share, discussions. Yeah, those are some of the things that we would like to do. And of course, we would like to, create some more digital products as well. Maybe even a book, a memoir, anything like that.
PEG Farm is growing forward while honoring its roots. When farms are empowered, communities are protected, and youth are inspired. So when farms are empowered, the future is fed. Now, let's see what happens when the farm reaches the table. Let's go to the farmhouse.
Many